What's up, everybody? My name is Justin.
Who are you?
Justin Ortiz with Keeping It Loco, and I'm here with Pam.
The second loco, Pam Fender.
The loco of the group.
Loca.
And Loca. We're here with Patrick Lloyd, the owner of Sweetwaters with an S, Coffee and Tea. So Sweetwaters Coffee and Tea.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's exciting.
Just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got on this road.
Absolutely. So, he said my name, Patrick Lloyd. Just hit 5 years down here in Charlotte. Actually live in South Carolina, and the coffee shop is in Indiana, so technically South
we call
Carolina,
it South Charlotte.
Yeah. It's like I can actually probably throw a rock and hit North Carolina from my house. So it's so close, and the coffee shop is actually very close, to the border as well. So it's Carolinas, right? So been here about 5 years. And I moved down here from Chicagoland, 2020. It was like a pandemic. I don't know. Some type of a mental break. We were just like, we got to get out of here. And so packed up the family and came out here in 2020.
Did you move with your job, or did you guys just move everything and then decide about the job?
So I found a job down here before we moved. So that was important. And I was doing, a work outside of my normal comfort zone. And I tried it for 3 years and it just wasn't for me. And then I was just kind of itching to get back into hospitality, and that's kind of where I, made my bread and butter back in Illinois. And so, so I was like, trying to figure out how to get back into hospitality. So.
And what made you choose Sweetwaters? Like, how did that all come about?
Yeah, so.
Do you like coffee?
I do like coffee.
I'm trying to do the Boston coffee.
I like coffee. No, I do. So at one point in time, I had considered starting a coffee business back in the town that we lived in Illinois. I think it's just a neat industry. It's really about connection. It's about community. The coffee house. That whole feel.
It just kind of got that vibe when you say coffee house. Kind of got the vibe of like speakeasies, or come meet your neighbors. Community.
Yeah, just a place where people can connect and get work done, or whatever. It's not it's not super high pressure. There's a lot in the hospitality space. There's a ton. You can go all the way from coffee to like wedding planning, and the stakes are high, and the pressure's high. So I like coffee, because it's casual. People, and it's personal to people, too, right? So people, they want to have their specific coffee that they like, and so you get to know people based on kind of their preferences and stuff. So,
I do remember someone acting a little bougie when he came into your coffee shop.
Really?
Yeah. What were
present
you?
Company.
Present company. It's always about the present company.
How did I act bougie? Tell me.
Because you came in and asked him specifically, do you have this kind of coffee? And remember?
I was asking him about Bustelo coffee.
Bustelo,
right.
He did
That's
ask
one
about
of,
that.
like, in the Puerto Rican, Cuban,
And you don't think that's
Hispanic
bougie? You're like, hey, I'm
community.
coming to a coffee shop, and make sure you have this kind of coffee for me.
That wasn't it at all. I was like trying to bring him business, like the
Oh.
Puerto Rican
Which-
community would be like, y'all got Bustelo over there? Okay. So that was strategy.
Oh,
that was really strategy.
You're always the smartest person in the group
There you
every
go.
time.
I have been to some different like ethnic coffee shops, Puerto Rican, Cuban, and they all got their own little
brand.
feel, and they got their own specialty drinks, and it's cool. Yeah, it's a reflection of culture, right?
Yeah.
And it's a reflection of
Well, to your point, when we went to Cartagena and we had that, black roast Colombian coffee, like, you definitely were up for days after that one, but that was good. But to your point,
sounds potent. Sounds potent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So specifically with Sweetwaters, I was looking for a business that kind of checked, certain boxes, and location was important. Brand that I believed in. There were some other benefits too, like drive-through and mobile app, and technology, kind of different support that I was kind of looking for. So, it's actually a Michigan-based company, and this is one of only 2 locations in the Carolinas. So we're kind of, they consider us like a satellite location. And yeah, they don't have like aggressive plans to like expand and take over the world. They're just, it's like, hey, just do what you do well. And, if expansion opportunities come, then great.
Well, coffee is trending too. So I did do some research before our podcast, and there's a lot of, people are posting pictures of their coffees and how cute they look and this and that. People are kind of actually saying like it's calming, like the pictures of coffee is calming, which I kind of find interesting because I just pick it up and I drink it. But my husband does put the little picture on top for me when he does.
Well, there's definitely a functional use of coffee,
Yeah.
right? Caffeine and, kind of definitely helps get your day going. But there's also, to your point, like the whole relaxation piece, kind of like I'm going to go chill out at the coffee shop. And I'm
like an experience, right?
Yeah. And one of the trends, I don't know if you picked up on this, is the coffee parties. Have you heard of that?
I need to go.
Parties.
Where?
Oh, man.
I was waiting for him to say.
Okay.
I was waiting for him to say dirty coffee.
Well, here's what I'll say. This kind of makes more sense if you understand, like, really the demographic that this appeals to.
Okay.
And it does appeal to everybody. Don't get me wrong. But the younger generation, they just don't drink as much. I think that's been pretty well proven now, and so they're not always looking to go to bars and clubs and stuff like that. So. Coffee shops have really kind of catered to them and started to do things that are really kind of neat. So even in Charlotte, there's plenty of examples. But basically, you can go to some of these coffee shops, and we've actually hosted one recently. That's why it's kind of like cool to talk about. But they have a DJ. So you have like a DJ, and it's like you can dance or you could just vibe. But yeah, it's just like you're a party, but there's no booze, right? So you're just sipping coffee, getting your matcha, and relaxing.
I think your space is like, it lends to that vibe, to that feeling. So when I went there and Pam introduced me, I was like, man, this is a nice space to just relax, to come and do work at, to like meet new people. And so I really like that about your space. And I don't know if it was your idea to set it up that way. Like, how did that?
Well, that kind of was done for me, I'll be honest. And that's one of the benefits about franchising. So it is a franchise. So there's, a little bit of guidance on that. I didn't have to quite invent every single aspect.
Yeah.
So the space was kind of designed, it's 2,000 square feet. So we do have room, and so we're not, sometimes you go to coffee shops and they're small and it's like
you feel tight.
and there's like this pressure to like not hang out very long because there's somebody like standing there just like staring at you like, when's this guy getting up? So like we have plenty of space and that's nice. People, like, I encourage people to come work and hang out,
You do host some community places too. Like
Sure.
every time I'm there, I see kind of like little men's group that are there. I think, is it Francis?
And we do trivia. We have a really poppin' trivia Monday nights. We've had, a lot of different groups. There's women that come in every Thursday morning, the Waxaw girlfriend group, and they come in and they, we reserve a table for them. We know they're coming. They have a really good time. Numerous different like Bible studies and just groups of people, tutoring. Like a lot of afternoon tutoring happens there. So
Business meetings.
Business meetings.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Rashawn goes over pretty often. Yeah,
Rashawn.
he does a lot of that.
Everybody knows Rashawn.
Everybody knows Rashawn.
Yeah.
Rochester. He's also from Rochester, like
Is
the
he?
two of us. Yes.
Oh.
So over the summer, we always know in the Charlotte area that things slow down over the summer, things like that. Wasn't one of your, I'm going to say, your visions was to find ways for people to come back in the afternoon and the nighttime there.
Yeah.
So kind of just give us an idea of like, hey, it'd be nice for you to, as our community, and we're talking to our local people here, it would be nice for you guys to, if you guys decide that you just want to play cards together or dominoes, or is it mahjong? Is that what that's
Mahjong? Funny you say that. We might have a mahjong group starting in the fall. There's ladies that come in and play bridge.
Yeah.
What's that? So afternoons are a great time to come in.
And they do have a drive-through because everybody for some reason forgets that you have a drive-through. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, we really have. Yeah, we have the drive-through, we have the cafe, we have mobile ordering. People order online and stuff. So we kind of look at it as
And
like three
catering.
different. Yeah, and catering. So if you have business functions or any type of gathering like that, you're catering. You need a breakfast caterer. Keep this in mind. But yeah, so summertime, obviously, kids are out, right? They're looking for things to do. The movie theater is right next to us, so there's already kind of people kind of filtering through that area.
Which is kind of crazy because the movie theater during COVID really brought no business to that area.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 3 good movies out right now, so that should be bringing in some decent
Movies,
traffic.
yeah, a lot of blockbusters this summer, and we're doing a new thing like called mocktails. So there's one of the things that's kind of unique with us is we use real ingredients, and we don't use like artificial stuff.
Okay.
So we have these mocktails, but it's like pina colada. It's got it's got
Real pineapple?
real ingredients, and they're really really tasty. So we've got happy hour, half price mocktails Monday through Thursday from 2 to close, and we're up until 9 o'clock. So there's people coming in later on and just kind of hanging out. Like you said, we do a game night on Sunday nights now, or just board games, bring one, or we have a bunch there. So so just again, to your point, just kind of using the space there.
So, obviously the show is called Keeping It Local. We're all about local businesses and supporting local businesses. I kind of made the choice myself to, with so many coffee shops in the city. You got a Starbucks, you got Dunkin' Donuts.
But they're not local.
But they're not local. So I've made a decision, like when I'm in that area close by, before I'm not going to stop at Starbucks. I'm not going to stop at Dunkin' Donuts.
Like there's a Tim Hortons. There's a Tim Hortons down here with you.
Tim Hortons. I like Tim Hortons.
Just,
I would still keep
and
it
that is
local.
throwing Justin under the bus right now, just so you know, guys. In case you're wondering, this is throwing him right under the bus.
Yeah, I love Tim Hortons, but they don't have it here, so you're in luck.
Safe for now.
You're safe. But I choose to go through the drive-through, or I'll just go and sit down and have a business meeting there. I'd rather give my business to you because you're local, and obviously the money stays in the community and doesn't go to the Starbucks where it just leaves. We don't know. So that's
true.
the goal.
No, I appreciate that, and definitely as a business owner, I'm more sensitive to that and try to support business myself, right? As opposed to
We were just talking about that. A lot of times the local people, a lot of times they don't support local business, but then when there's events or donations and things like that, the local businesses have a tendency of getting hit harder from those requests. But yet at the same time, well, I know because I write the checks too, and then I'm just like, I'm pretty sure nobody here, but I say that because, again, I do believe that what you put out there is going to come back. But I do think that if we're more mindful of just the community and what we can do for the community, because to your point, there's sometimes where you're like, I'm pretty sure I'm seeing that person walk around who's a friend of mine that has, a green cup, right? And you're like, it would have been easier if they came here. But in real estate sometimes too, it's like sometimes people do something different and you're like, you know what? I just think, to my point, I'm like, there's a reason for all that stuff because I can't do. But sometimes it does get a little hard where you're like, we're struggling here. We're trying to get this business going. COVID happened when your business got started. The community wants these things, and they always complain about having too many mattress stores, right? And car washes. And the local businesses come in, and then do you support them?
Well, yeah, because I've seen the posts where a business is closing down, and it's always like, oh man, I love that place.
Yeah.
But did you actually go there?
Right, right.
Did you actually go? I mean,
I wanted to go there, and you're like,
right.
Kind of need your support.
I mean, if you're only going once a year,
Right.
think about it, and that doesn't necessarily work for. I mean, on the flip side, you have to have something that people are going to be interested in. You have to be competitive. You have to have good staff and good people, right? So you can't just, I guess, pity. Pity's not enough.
So to your point though, with your staff, one of my questions is like, you have a very nice staff, welcoming staff. Talk a little bit about the people that you hired and the environment that was created because of them.
Yeah, well, so it's really interesting because, I'm Gen X, or excuse me, I'm kind of on the cusp, right? So I'm like Gen X, but also millennial. So I'm like right there in between, right? So
I hope you're not going where I'm going because I've been having some problems with this, so I hope I don't jump in. Keep going.
well, let me see. Okay, so this is something I've actually talked about this on my LinkedIn recently, where I think there's, especially with people my age, maybe a little older, there's a misrepresentation of young people today. Like I think there's this kind of belief that they might not be motivated, they're quote unquote lazy, or they're not able to make connections, they're not friendly, they're too focused on technology and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, technology is pervasive. We all understand that. But what I found is, I found a lot of great kids, and they are hardworking, they're respectful, they don't have to be micromanaged. So for me, it was kind of eye-opening. But really what it comes down to is you have to have like the right culture,
Right.
and you have to treat them with respect, just like anybody else. And you really can't assume anything. You can't take anything for granted or just expect them to do something just because
Or
I'm the boss,
expect them to know something either.
True. Yeah.
Because that's been a hard one
Yeah,
for
you
me.
definitely have to, explain the whys and, really kind of spend the time. But like the biggest thing for me is really just being flexible, So
And I'm not
my
flexible.
team. I mean, not like physically flexible.
No. I'm talking about because I've had this conversation, and I said, when I was your age, right? Where you're gonna go that storyline when you say when I was your age, but we worked really hard, and there was expectations, and so one of these people, which I won't mention their names, that are one of those wires. Every time we say something, to your point, having a conversation, they're like, oh my gosh, that stresses me out, or oh, it causes me anxiety. And I'm like, and I looked at him and I said, what in the world could cause you anxiety and stress right now? You're not paying for this, you're not paying for this. Like, what is it, the requirement on your life that makes you stressful, right? And she ChatGPT's it. And she says, ChatGPT even agrees with me that your generation is the one that causes us stress and anxiety.
Oh my gosh. That's hysterical.
And I'm like, I'm out. Like, I'm never getting past this.
That's funny. I can't believe she busted
So to
that
your
out.
point, I mean, you obviously have to be patient sometimes when you have different generations you're working with, because the way you were brought up is totally different than the way they were brought up, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have expectations. And what I'm saying is, it does not mean that they're hardworking. It doesn't mean that their lifestyle isn't different. But, I was a latchkey kid. My brother and me are 9 years apart. And I'm going to tell you that I was 8 or 9 and my brother was with me. So, and my parents had expectations that I had to make dinner. They were getting home 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I got out of school at 2:30. I had to make dinner.
Yeah, different generation.
Yeah. So 14, I worked. We worked. We had to make money. But I say that, but then they're like, well, I don't know why I would go to work. I'm like, what do you mean? You want money in your pocket, right? Well, why do I need money in my pocket? I'm like,
But that's not obviously that's not every kid.
it seems like a lot of them.
It's well, because I deal with a lot of students as well, and there's some that are like that, and then there's some that if it has to be meaningful to them. Like,
purpose,
if
right?
it's not purpose driven and it's not meaningful to them,
Yeah.
they don't want anything to do with it.
Right.
Back when maybe in your generation, it was
By the way,
like,
he's calling me old when you guys are saying that. Just keep going.
it was 9 to 5. Like 9 to 5, no matter if you liked it or not, go make the money.
Yeah,
They're like, we're not falling for that trap. That's
Right.
how they are. We're not falling for that. We're gonna do.
Right.
We're not gonna stress ourselves out. We're gonna do what's meaningful to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, to me that's I like that about them. But if you don't put something in front of them that is meaningful, then they can just be like, kind of sit back. And that's the problem with it.
Just for the record, I do not like that at all, because you have to provide. You shouldn't stress out someone else's economical development based on the fact that you literally are not going to work until something's purposeful in your life. Like, there has to be a give and take. Like, it's not okay to expect someone else to write checks for you because you decide that, I'm not working unless I have purpose, right? By the way, I don't need to go to college to get purpose, right? But someone else is going to write me the check. So you show up, and let's just say Chick-fil-A, $17 an hour or whatever, right? And I'm just using Chick-fil-A because That's where all the kids are like, oh, I like it because they're off Sundays, right? But the job requirement is this piece, and they don't have to think farther than that piece because the process is in place. And yet at the same time, they're like, well, I don't want to make 17, I want to make 25. Well, what did you do to get there? Where's the work ethic that got you there in the first place? So again, remember, I'm the old person here talking, but my point is that you just got to put in some of the effort, and I just don't see E for effort. I see that people have that instant gratification expectation that they do this, they get this. If so-and-so gets this, I get this. And it's not about that. You know, again, we're a capitalist. Like, we're supposed to be free market. And you're going to get paid based on what you do and your work ethics.
Yeah, but they'll just go and be an influencer or something. So, I mean...
And he's going to hire them as their influencers.
There's options.
Coffee.
Yeah, well, there's options now
Right.
that maybe we didn't have.
You just don't know how long that's going to last. Like, how, you know?
No, I agree.
I mean, you go pro for 10 years in football, right? And then what do you do afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Not the same thing with influencers. You can be old and be an influencer now. There's 70, 80-year-olds who are influencers.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
crazy. It's crazy.
I can't even imagine. So do you have influencers? I kinda
No.
feel
I mean, no. Every
He's
time I
looking
hire
for
somebody, I'm like, you know, how are you on social media? You know,
Yeah,
I'm just
right,
hoping
right.
maybe I
That's
find
smart.
one, but I'm not, you know, I'm like,
Maybe you should be an influencer for his coffee because you love coffee. I mean, you could literally take pictures every day of his coffee.
I
And
can try.
you can try.
there's probably some things
Well, they said
that I
some
could
old people
definitely
can do it.
to probably capture.
I haven't built a big enough audience yet to be an influencer, but that's my goal. Like,
Yeah.
eventually build a big enough audience where I can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or even my daughter, you know, she's good at stuff like that. So
We're gonna start
over
it.
the next couple of years,
Mhm.
you know, what are some of your short and long-term goals for the company? How big do you
I
want
guess
to
where do
get?
you see
where
this
do you-
going?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would love to expand. You know, there's demand, I think, in, you know, this area. I would like to have a second or third location, and I say that very, you know, nonchalantly, but that takes a lot, you know, of work and, you know, capital and all that stuff. So, but there is a demand, you know, like there are decent coffee shops in the area, but there's capacity for more, you know, but I mean, it's just, for me, it's just observation, you know, like I'm driving around, I'm not seeing coffee places, and then people tell me all the time, oh, you need to make another location here, you need another location here, you need a location here, there's nothing over there. And so there's
Well, even in
people-
your area, there's they're opening up Target and they're opening up a BJ's. So is it BJ's?
Costco.
My bad, Costco.
Oh, Costco. Yeah.
They're opening up a Costco, so that's gonna bring so much more traffic to the
That's
area.
true.
So I can see more, you know, another shop being open close by. But
Do you mind if I comment on that?
oh Lord, she's gonna.
Do you have an opinion?
She's gonna complain about it.
I personally think when people
Has
go
nothing to
there,
do with coffee.
they're going to literally go and drive away from the traffic before they even stop anywhere afterwards. Like, in my mind, like when you even go to the Costco, like Matthews and stuff, when you're going there, you're not like, oh, let's get dinner afterwards or anything like that. You're like, no, get me out of here. Let me get closer to home and then potentially stop. I kind of feel like the minute everybody starts trafficking down those 2-lane highways that we have, and they're coming from North Carolina and they come back, they're not going to want to stop anywhere because the traffic's going to be so, I mean, it's not great anyway, that they're going to be like, oh, yeah, let me stop at RedStone and hit any of those restaurants or those, like, I think everybody's just going to try to get out. Like, you get in and out with your life, right?
I think that people are gonna stop at Sweetwaters Coffee and Tea to prepare to drive through
Yes,
that.
yes.
Okay.
Well,
You know
not
what
to
I mean?
mention there's employees, right? They're gonna have people that work there. It is gonna bring more people to the area. How many people will stay, hang out, and versus leave? Yeah, I'm sure a percentage will just be like, get me home. I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
But there are probably some people that hang out, right?
So, I have a random thought. And hopefully Jonathan can't edit this thought out of here. But it's just an idea that I like to take forward, especially for this episode.
Okay.
When this episode comes live for everybody, what I like to do is create a certain line of business that that's been kind of crazy and nobody can figure it out, to be the line through your drive-through. So
Okay.
we should almost do like let's just say, I'm just brainstorming here,
But let's just say we're going to do like a drink of the day, and let's just say the first 500 people that drink it's free.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. Well, Thunder Home supports it, right? So we write
You got a
for
sponsor.
500 people to go through the line for that special drink.
Yeah. Do you want to have some input on this drink?
I don't know. I just think that it would be nice to understand why there's a traffic jam in certain places that are so confused by, and why we shouldn't have it at your local place.
That's a good. It's not a bad idea though. I
Right,
think it's a good
right.
idea.
Well, we
can
can.
even
Especially if you're a sponsor for it, like
Right, and we create a video of paying it forward to where those people potentially would pay it forward to the next person behind it, where now you got people. Because is it true, and I'm just asking organically, that once people come, they come back again, right? So, because it's just getting in the door the first time. I don't know I know 20 days for a habit. I don't know when you end up getting your locals or your
Regular.
right, thank you, regulars in the door.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, you have to get them there the first time. That's
Right.
clear. The percentage of those people that come back is, somewhere around like 50%, I would say, 30 to 50%. So, yeah, I mean, that's the key. Marketing is getting people in the door, right? Then you have to actually execute. You have to have a good product. You have to be friendly, and that's what keeps them coming back, right? So,
Didn't Jose and Justin make a comment on like our other podcast about how they had some kind of competition thing? Maybe we should put them in like chicken outfits or something like that, or something that do like a chicken fight.
You're getting the chicken out.
I mean, to help his business, you would, right?
No.
Yeah.
he's like, I'm helping. I just go there. I might get into a chicken too.
I'm just thinking because Jose does some crazy stuff.
Jose would do it.
Jose, I've seen Jose in a chicken suit. Remember when I asked him that question about the spirit animal, which I don't think Justin saw this afterwards because I think he was injured. But he came back to Sweetwaters tea and coffee, and told you
Coffee and tea.
And I asked him because I asked him in our podcast what his spirit animal was, and it was a cockroach, and he made a T-shirt.
You made a T-shirt?
He has a T-shirt.
Oh my goodness.
He wears it to his council meetings too.
Wow. Better get some interesting
So I kind of
looks.
feel like Jose would be a part of this whole the day of
I think we should do it, and then we record it and put it out there for people. But I think it's a great idea.
we literally go and we go live with our podcast that day. We go and support the people behind it, and we'll see what crazy thing that Jose can do to be at the drive-through.
Yeah.
Shaking hands and shaking
You gonna come?
babies. Or
Shaking babies. Shaking babies. Oh man.
No babies will be injured in the filming of the.
But we want everybody to stay locked in. If you decide you want to go buy coffee or you want to have a business meeting or an event, like stop by. It's in Indian land.
Yep.
Yeah.
But keep it local. Keep it local. Support local businesses. Definitely want to thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you. No, I enjoyed it. You guys are.
Yeah.
Always a good
We
time to
appreciate
hang
it.
out.
Appreciate it. So once again, I'm Justin Ortiz, and this is
Patrick Lloyd.
And there's the logo.
You already know who the logo is in this situation, but we'll stay locked in. We'll see you on the next one.